Hello and welcome to the Options Millionaire community. I am Andrew. Thanks for watching. Today, I'm going to teach you how to trade with volume. I guess you could call this Volume 101, trading with Volume 101. I think, in my opinion, it's the most underlooked piece of data that comes on your chart. Why does it do that? I think it's because a lot of human psychology. It's the only indicator that when you add a chart on TradingView that is already there. There's nothing else on it except for volume. So because of that, we inherently discount it. It can't really be worth much because it's already there. It's free. I don't have to add it. Whatever. When it really couldn't be furthest from the truth. I'm going to make a claim saying that if you were to use only this indicator and properly know how to use it, I should say, is that it could be the only indicator you could need, and it will change the way you trade forever and could possibly make you turn the corner and become a profitable trader. That's a bold statement, I know, but I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in this video, starting now. So what is volume really? Volume is just, in this case, the visual representation on your chart of the absolute amount of buying and selling on the order book. So when big players and retail are all getting together and duking it out and we're buying and selling, selling and buying, it all comes up in this area down here on candles. So the higher the candle, the more volume that occurred during that session on a current time frame. So in this case, this is the NASDAQ 5-minute chart. You have multiple 5-minute candles here divided up in 5-minute intervals, and it shows the absolute quantity of volume on that specific time frame. Now you'll also notice most of the time you're going to see this represented as red and green. Red for selling, green for buying. In my case, I've got it switched to white and green, where white is selling, green is buying, just because I think this is a little bit neater on the eyes. But in all honesty, in my opinion, it does not matter whatsoever if this is red or green, buying and selling. Or I should clarify that it doesn't matter to you whether or not this is buying and selling necessarily. It's about how the volume ties in with price. Learning to understand the dance between price and volume is the number one objective by any trader, in my opinion. If you want to truly become a trader and truly understand what the market is doing, then you need to understand that concept that I just said, is understanding the difference, the dance, the correlation between price action. So we already know from a technical definition what volume is now. So what is it conceptually? Conceptually, volume is the activity. It's the true sentiment of the market. It's the only single piece of data that the big institutional players cannot hide from us. Now you might say, oh, but you're wrong. You can use dark pools and after hours trading. Yes, that's technically true, but we don't really care about that. We care about the open order book to show us what the true intention of the market is. And that concept is what is going to drive me to my first point. If you want to know what the market is truly intending to do, you need to look for volume spikes. Activity. The market seeks out liquidity. The market has to seek out activity on the book in order to move. That's the way they induce liquidity sweeps. That's the way they run stop runs. That's the way they enter into distribution and accumulation and all the other phases of Wyckoff trading to induce activity, to induce the order book to move. They do that through volume influx, the high volume spikes. And I'm going to teach you how to identify exactly where to pivot those. So let's take a look. The whole basis of trading is looking for two things. One, a high volume spike, or two, a lack of volume, and then understanding what it means when you see either one of those. Typically, not always, high volume spikes is an indication of reversal, whether it be reversal from an upward trend to a downward trend or reversal from a downward trend to an upward trend. Lack of volume typically means continuation, aka breakout, where a trend trends up into a resistance, absorbs and then breaks out even higher, or a trend down move goes into support, absorbs and then trades even lower. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started with this first example, which is a shorter time frame NASDAQ chart, the 5-minute NASDAQ chart. And in this case, the volume is going to highlight reversal. So you see the market opens and dumps all the way back over. Now, I will say the first 15 to 30 minutes of the day is very difficult to analyze volume because typically it's always high volume. But in this case, still, the market sells all the way back off. And then we have a little bit of a wick with a green candle, and it shows a high volume spike, indicating that we have a block of volume that is increased, telling us that, at least if you're in the know, that there is a block of demand in this area. So point number one, anytime you have an influx of volume, a spike in volume, that tells you one of two things. You either have demand or supply. Demand is what you hit when you're on the downside. Supply is what you hit when you're going to the upside. So as this price has shifted lower, we have a demand spike. So that tells me we have a block of volume right there, a block of demand. So what happens? The price action rolls up, comes back down, retest for a very classic double bounce that happens almost all the time on a move up. And now we have a nice little long entry to the upside into for about another 50 to 60 points on NASDAQ. Now later in the day, we have yet another rollover, almost at the exact same price. And what happens? Sure enough, at the 23,185 mark, which is where we are, we have multiple bottom wicks again. Bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, just so happened to be at the prior level. But what else do we have? Boom, another spike in volume, telling us that there is still demand in this area. And of course, the rest of the day, the price action, it remains mostly flat-ish, but slightly uptrending. This is what I mean that you can use high volume spikes to determine where the market is going to find demand, aka support, and allow you to either one, get out of your short entries, or two, start to get into a long entry. Now we're going to go take a look at another example of a high volume inflow on a higher time frame. So for this example, we're going to be looking at gold on the 4-hour time frame. Now, gold, and particularly this past 4 weeks, have been very clean. I've been trading this one a lot the past 4 weeks simply because it's been highlighting a lot of very clean entries to the long side over and over again. Now, if you look at this candle here on Friday, June 27th, we had a very large drawdown for a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden, we have this outlier volume spike with a bottom wick that shows that we have this block of orders right here, some sort of demand in this area. And then, of course, we do the typical W bounce, kind of like what we did on the shorter time frame. The move lower, bounce, another move lower, final bounce, and now it's time to move up to the races. So a little side note there, the double bounce, the retest lower to put in what we call now a double bounce, is a very common move for the dealers to make. So don't get caught up in getting your stops run too tight if you try to long these moves. However, in this example, we have a high volume spike that was an outlier volume. It's the highest amount of volume now we've seen in quite a long time. So outlier volume now tells us we've hit demand. It's time to put in a long entry, roll the stops up, and see what our trailing stop can maintain for us. In this case, we move all the way up for a very large move. Obviously, these green shadow boxes were already here. These were entries that I posted in the Discord server for us to go long on these moves. It's this example of a clean setup that is very actionable. But I wanted to show you something else as well. If you look at any time we have an outlier spike, most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, it indicates a reversal in price. High volume, outlier, move up. High volume, outlier, move back down. High volume, outlier, double bounce, move back up. Volume, up. Right here, it pinpoints or highlights a pivot point in the market for you to exploit. Not every time. Nothing in trading is perfect, but it gives you a good example that the other side of the book is hitting. So now I want to show you an example of a supply attack. And I'm going to preface this example with 2 comments about volume. 1, it is more, in my opinion, it is more difficult to pinpoint the reversal from the upside back down to the downside with volume than it is the bounce technique. So the rejection off of supply is harder to identify than the bounce off of support. It's just the mechanics of the market. The market always loves to go back up. So thus, the bounce moves are usually a lot more aggressive and a lot more clear, whereas the rejections from an upside move typically requires more patience, which leads me to my second point. The rejection point after the volume influx does not have to be immediate. It can be a sustained period of days or even multiple weeks, whereas the price action moves up, we have a very high volume spike, and then the price action goes flat for a number of days, weeks, or even in some cases a month before the price action moves down. So it does not have to be immediate. So we're keeping those 2 points in mind. I have the oil chart here for the daily chart. We have a very strong aggressive move up, and then we have yet another volume spike as an indication to show us the top before another move back down. Then we have a volume spike here to bring us back up, roll back over, and then of course a Mac Daddy volume spike here, which shows the ultimate low after, once again, surprise, surprise, another bottom tick. So a lot of yapping here, I know, but what can you take away the nuts and bolts of this conversation? Number 1, using the high volume influxes, you can learn to identify key demand points in the market to help you better confidently enter. And number 2, it'll help you understand the mechanics of when you do get these little rollover bounces to gather more inventory, which is a move that's a derivative of dealers gathering inventory. You can know that you've got market mechanics helping you in this demand zone so this price action doesn't roll all the way over and smoke you out. You have a demand identified in this area by volume and the wick, and then price action pulls away for about a month. You can use this on shorter time frames. You can use this on longer time frames. I apply it to every single chart that I use. In fact, Lately, it's become almost my exclusive method of trading. Now, I have a couple of different ways to enter trades, but summertime for me is usually a low impact trading environment. It's usually something I pull back on. And because of that, I always wait for incredibly high value entries, which in my opinion are entries that are supported by market volume itself. If I've got billions and billions of dollars on my side to defend my position, then I'm going to be on board with that. Me with my little podunk small retail account, if I can get on the same side of the tape as the big billion-dollar dealers, that is a huge win for me. Now, all of these concepts that I'm teaching you here are very basic one-on-one concepts. And the very next step of the conversation is just you start getting into conceptual accumulation and distribution. And I'm sure if you've been in the trading game a little bit, you've probably heard those words talked about all the time. They are methods taught from Richard Wyckoff, and most recently, Anna Coling. I'm a big believer in Anna Coling's teaching. In fact, this is where I learned everything from. And that is Anna Coling, who wrote the book Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. It's this book right here. Highly recommend you go pick up this book from Amazon right now. But even on names such as Tesla, who's a very high volume, very erratic, emotionally driven name on the market, still follows the cursor of waiting for volume. Right here, we have a super, super big drawdown. But what happens at the bottom of the demand? 1, 2, 3 volume spikes, all increasing in matter, which shows textbook accumulation. I'm not going to get into accumulation right now because that's for another video, but this is textbook accumulation, and it shows that if you are an astute trader and you know the concepts of accumulation, you know that this is now a time to start longing this name. And of course, Tesla rockets back up. We have a big move down under the highest amount of volume they've ever had, at least in the last couple of years. And what do? Again, they bounce back up, using this whole zone as support again. I cannot stress it enough. Please go in there, learn to use volume, learn to pivot volume. How do you want to implement this in my opinion? What I would do is every single Sunday night before the week opens, or even every day in that matter, open up a chart that has nothing on the chart whatsoever except for the volume bars at the bottom, and just go through on any time frame and look for major pivot points and plot to see, all right, does this compute? When you do, okay, plot you a demand zone in this area and put an audio alert on it. So you can go over here on TradingView, you can click a little alert and put an audio alert to start being aware of all these conditions and what happens when the price action transacts into these areas. It works for historical pivots because the market always loves to eat up past liquidity, and it also helps you plan on where the market could go in the future. Also, for future reference, a little bit of a bonus tip here. I highly encourage you, once you get this concept down, to add the volume profile. This is the only add-on indicator that I truly, truly respect, and I truly advise people to add. Everything else is conjecture. It's back and forth, whatever. But the volume profile is a massive, massive accuracy booster for your system. So these show volume at time down here. These show volume at price. If you don't know what volume profile is, I have a video, links down in the description, that I've already made before about volume profile. Highly encourage you to go look at it. But utilizing the volume at time cross-checked with the volume at price will give you a very accurate representation of where the market loves to bounce and where the market loves to reject. And before we end this conversation, I want to show you the daily chart in the S&P and where you could have taken some absolutely monster trades in the past couple of years, because every single big bounce the S&P has made has been noted by extremely high volume. Not just high volume, because the higher the time frame, the bigger the volume you must demand from the markets in order for you to gain confidence from it. But every single move of the past couple of years has been prefaced by extremely outlier volume. You can see it right here. Most notably, in my opinion, was this move here in 2022. October 2022, noted the exact bottom of the market after that big old bear market, and you'd still be in a profitable position if you were to long that trade and held it. But every single bounce move was highlighted by extremely high volume. So if you are looking for a possibility where if you want to buy pullbacks, which in my case is a great idea for you, look for the volume, especially on the daily chart. If you want to get into swing trades, which in my opinion is a fantastic way to get money, if you want to get into swing trades, then simply find yourself 10 to 15, 20 names, wait for them to pull back into a high volume indication, and then enter a swing call for a couple of weeks or a couple of months out, and that is it. You'll do two things. You'll increase the quality of your trades, and you will reduce the frequency of your trades, which are two major pillars in a successful trader. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you have any other questions, hit me up, optionsmillionaire2020@gmail.com. Head over to the Discord server right now and join, because we have a fantastic community where we discuss these concepts every single day on daily live streams. If you have a prop firm and you would like to get into prop firm trading, the only prop firm right now that I am recommending is TakeProfitTrader, TPT. You can use my code OMTPT to get 40% off for life on any evaluation, plus you get 0 activation fees on funded accounts. It's the lowest cost of entry to any prop firm, plus you get daily payouts. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, I'm out. See ya.